Costa Rica has so much to offer, and it certainly can't be all seen in a single trip. There are no shortage of attractions, so you'll end up with a never-ending bucket list of destinations. We asked residents with ranging backgrounds what their favorite places to visit are in hopes of finding some interesting destinations for you. If you love Costa Rica or want to keep learning about this amazing country, click the subscribe button and be sure to look for the app InCostaRica in your app store.
I love Santa Teresa. I have a lot. I would never live there, but I love to visit there. The yoga is amazing. They have a great restaurants and great, beach little restaurants. We had a lot of fun visiting there.
Well, I can go to the beaches or the mountains. So high up on my list is probably Manuel Antonio. I also like Hermosa Beach, which is just outside of Jaco. They have some great surfing waves. They have some great wet restaurants, great owners of those restaurants and hotels out there as well. And then the Guanacaste side, Flamingo, Coco, Potrero. It's really a really wonderful country to either spend times at the beach or when you want to spend time inland, maybe on a mountainside or on a farm.
I like La Fortuna a lot. And also, of course, Nosara, Playa Carrillo is beautiful. Those are like my favorite places.
Again, I'd go back to the waterfalls. I love Cortez. Gonna catch me off guard here. What's the other one? The huge waterfall up in the rainforest there.
La Paz or?
Oh, La Paz has been there. And then the La Fortuna. I'd say the waterfalls, but then also just the hiking trails and stuff. And I don't have them up here, but the hiking is amazing all over the place. I mean, and personally, I love the rainy season, what they call the rainy season here, because everything is so green and lush and full.
Rio de Celeste is one of the seven wonders of the world, and it's one of my favorite places I've ever been in my life. Just be ready to go up a hill.
I have a couple of them. The most beautiful national park I visited was Manuel Antonio. And if we talk about volcanoes, then it would be Arenal, La Fortuna.
Favorite place to visit for me would be, that's such a good question. I don't consider myself a person that lives at the beach, but it is a place that I love to go visit when I do have a chance. So one of my favorite places to go to in Costa Rica is Puerto Viejo.
I really have a soft spot for Villa Coletas. That place is there's nothing like it in the world. 35 years ago, long before there was any invasion of expats enjoying Costa Rica, that really started about 20 years ago, a Frenchman came here on vacation, and he ended up buying a huge piece of jungle, that was on top of a mountain, that the farmer told him that the edge of the jungle had ocean view, but it took him a year to hack through there. And now there's a French Baroque architecture resort, hotels, villas, and everything. They keep expanding and expanding on the cliffs of Coletas Mountain. So Villa Coletas and Zephyr Palace, every single person I've taken there has just been completely flabbergasted how incredible it is.
I love to be on my farm, the cacao farm. It's rainforest climate. I love it. It's always green. There's always fruit and vegetables up there you can eat, always cacao. That's my favorite spot personally. But I love to be on the beach. It doesn't really matter which beach, I think. And yeah, I think that's probably it. I love to take the trip around the Arenal Lake. I think it's a beautiful route. Those are some of my favorites, I think.
Definitely the Occident. That would be like Sarachi, Grecia, San Ramon, these kind of places. If not, like on the south, Dominical, Uita. or in the Caribbean, like Playa Chiquita. The Caribbean. I love the Caribbean. I'm a Caribbean girl. I love it.
I started my travels in Costa Rica on the Nicoya Peninsula. It's a little trickier to get to because you have to take the ferry, and so it's a day trip, kind of. I mean, it's better to do an overnight there, but that's one of my favorite places to visit, as well as I really enjoyed Monteverde, and I really loved the cloud forest, and that was a special experience for me.
Well, that'd be for sure Dominical and Coco.
Okay.
Is where I live now. I chose it because we always come back here, whether it's on a weekend trip or an Easter trip. It's Puerto Viejo, the Caribbean side, because I just think it's stunning. And one of my favorite things to do in Costa Rica is to rent a bicycle. Now I own one. And just ride up along the coastline and go to different beaches and stop off at a restaurant, have lunch, and then ride back home. I really, really enjoy that. It's very, very freeing. You're very in touch with the natural environment. Great animals here as well. So I've always loved the Caribbean side of Costa Rica, but equally so Guanacaste, the Pacific side.
I have visited Puerto Viejo a lot, so I would say that's definitely one of my favorite places to visit. But in terms of what's always on my mind is going back to the Osa Peninsula and going to the Corcovado National Park, because that place is so great. I'm always thinking about going back. It's such a trek to get there, but yeah, one of the best places I think I've ever visited.
One of my favorites. There is a place in Alajuela, located in Alajuela, which has many waterfalls and so many areas for to do hiking, which is Rio Agrio. Cataratas Rio Agrio, because there's no, it's not only one waterfall, there are many, so you can visit one. And then if you want to go the next day, then, keep visiting many waterfalls within, let's say, a week, and do hiking within a week. The same place, but with different locations.
Outside of Samro, okay, so what I do is that I go to Nicoya, right? Nicoya is a town. It's actually blue zone here, right? It's a town here, like about 45 minutes on the bus, right? So normally, like every other weekend, I would go and we do like shopping and stuff like that. Shopping meaning because they're like more stores and stuff like in Nicoya. And then there are like churches to visit. There's really good food, right? There's more variety of food. And just because of my job, I'm a TEFL trainer. So I like to take the teachers there to show them more local side of Costa Rica too as well, because remember here in Samra there's a mixture of foreigners and locals, but in Nicoya it's just very, very, very local. So that's what I do. I'll go to Nicoya, I'll go to Playa Barigona, which is a beautiful beach. It's one of my favorite beaches here in Guanacaste. So but there are a lot of things to do. You just have to get up and go do them.
Well, I've actually lived pretty much. I've lived in Dominical, Uvita, Tinamastes. I've lived in so many different places, but probably one of the most incredible things I've experienced is the Diamante waterfall. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the most incredible waterfalls and hikes that you can do, and you can actually. It is a private tour, but you can go and you can stay. Can stay in the cave that's at the top of the waterfall, and also working with plant medicines down here. Plant medicine ceremonies has been incredible.
I have a couple. La Fortuna, where the Arenal volcano is one of my favorite places in the whole country. It's phenomenally beautiful. You cannot get bored of looking at that volcano, and there's a ton of stuff to do there as well, especially if you like birds. They've got lots of bird species there. Corcovado National Park, which is one of the most diverse places in the whole world, which David Attenborough said, by the way, so you know it's true. I love Monteverde, which is a little cooler. It's in the cloud forest. There's lots of beautiful places here, for sure, especially Puerto Viejo.
Check out the full playlist as we ask residents some of the most common questions about Costa Rica. In the top right corner, there's a live poll to share your opinion with everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and try the InCostaRica app.